The United States is cracking down on crime. It now has the highest prison population in the world. Over 2 million Americans are behind bars. The sentences are getting longer and the punishments harsher. Has U.S. prison policy abandoned belief in rehabilitation? It's 6:00 a.m. A prison in Arizona's Maricopa County. A group of inmates is getting ready for work. The discipline is military. The equipment, a cap and a canteen. Before leaving, they go over the 10 most important rules.
Rule number 2, no profanity, insolent comments or language will not be tolerated. Forward, march.
They work 6 days a week, 7 hours a day. They're not chained because they're dangerous or because they're serving long sentences. Their sentences are short, less than a year, for minor crimes such as drug possession, petty theft or prostitution.
Who we are, so we tell them, we are the chain gang, the mighty, mighty chain gang, huh, huh.
Some of the misdemeanors committed by these women are not even crimes in other U.S. states. But in Maricopa County, the law of the land is like that of the Old West, harsh and exemplary.
A lot of our crimes are very petty crimes. They have women in here for having dogs at large. You know, come on. Driving on a suspended license or something.
And I changed your uniform since I started this program. It's now striped uniforms. You know why? So everybody that drives by will know you're inmates. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm hoping when the mother drives by with the daughter, she says, see, sheriff, or not sheriff, to the daughter, if you do something wrong, you will be on the chain gang.
Joe Arpaio is county sheriff, in charge of the prison and the chain gang. He's been called America's toughest sheriff. Though the program is highly controversial, voters love it. Sheriff Arpaio has won landslide victories in the last 3 elections because he's saved the local administration a fortune.
Get the community cleaned up. We get something for the money that we're spending in taxes, rather than letting them sit there and do nothing in the jails.
Despite appearances, the chain gang is not obligatory. Prisoners must sign a form accepting the program regulations, and some even sign up twice. The alternative, being locked up in a cell 23 hours a day, never seeing the light of day, is much worse.
The problem with that is, first of all, there have been studies that have actually been done by Arizona State University, which have demonstrated that nothing Joe Arpaio has done has made any impact on recidivism. And secondly, there's faulty logic in that thinking, because somebody who has a drug problem, somebody who's addicted to a substance, someone who is a sex offender, those people have problems that are not going to be cured by being mean to them.
The inmate will be placed in a cell. There are 4 cells here. There is nothing in the Tennessee law books that says that only one can be executed on a given day.
In Tennessee's death chamber, the prison's spokeswoman has no qualms about dwelling on the details of executions. The electric chair in Tennessee has been spruced up for its first execution in 40 years. The U.S. comes second only to China in the number of inmates it executes.
The whole process, either with lethal injection or the electric chair, is really no longer than 15 minutes. The inmate is not given any tranquilizers or drugs that put them in another zone, so to speak, because they have to be cognizant of what's going on. That's part of their punishment.
We have, we are the only civilized country in the Western civilization that still has the death penalty. We have a tremendous problem with making mistakes. Every year there are a couple of hundred cases that are overturned because of convictions that were illegal. Had those people been killed, obviously there's no way to ever retrieve that mistake. We have studies which show that in the United States since 1900, at least 40 people have been executed who were later shown to be innocent.
For some, our system says that rehabilitation is not the primary factor, but retribution is. And therefore, in many of our states, we retain the death penalty, as we do here in Tennessee. I guess the death penalty simply suggests that there is a point, or there are some crimes for which rehabilitation, while it may be possible, is not desirable.